Everyone knows that peace agreements are signed by state leaders. These days, the public affects leadership. Leaders without public support do not take the risk and responsibility for peace. Leaders do not have any problem with reaching a decision to wage war, but they do have political inhibitions when it comes to reaching decisions about territorial or any other compromises when they do not have a wide public support. Is it possible, in an age of mass media, to change the stance of an extreme group by using mass media? We are aware of the phenomenon of media biased in favor of the government. The Saudi Peace Initiative by the Arab League, which offers a comprehensive peace agreement, has been completely ignored by the Israeli leadership, with collaboration from Israeli media. Could this phenomenon be changed? Is it possible to utilize mass media in order to change public opinions? We have a surprising, innovative, and sensational discovery that we reached after thorough research. We reached the conclusion that the Israeli public is attached to the conflict and needs it in order to define its identity as Israelis. We performed dozens of brainstorming sessions with a variety of sectors of the Jewish Israeli public, which led to the decision to brand the conflict. We created over 200 short videos that demonstrate the public's need and connection to the conflict. Since May 2012, we are running a social media campaign on Facebook that shows the Israeli public the absurdity of their connection to the conflict. However, this wasn't enough, and we decided to check, using scientific methods, if the path we have chosen of branding the conflict is indeed the right one. Since this is an innovative and revolutionary approach, we wanted to see if it is indeed effective. The scientific research was conducted by the IDC Herzliya in collaboration with Tel Aviv University. A representative sample of 225 subjects was divided into an identity group and a control group. Those people watched via the internet 108 videos, repeating themselves in a random order for a period of a few weeks. During the research, each participant filled in 6 questionnaires. Out of the participants, 59% were right-wing, 23% were left-wing, and 18% were center. The results astonished the researchers. Here are some results from the research. 32% of the right-wing and center participants have expressed hope for a future with the Palestinians. 33% of the right-wing and center participants understand that Israel has a greater capability than it realizes to end the conflict. 25% of the right-wing and center participants think that Israel isn't doing enough in order to try and solve the conflict. 29% of the right-wing and center participants support an Israeli evacuation of some settlements and outposts in the West Bank. 14% of the right-wing and center participants are willing to compromise in regard to Jerusalem. The research was concluded about a week before the recent Israeli elections. After the elections, the researchers asked the participants once again who they voted for. It turned out that 47% shifted their vote from right to center or left. The scientific research proved it is possible to change the Israeli stance towards peace, including the right-wing public. If we wish to motivate the Israeli government to act for peace, we must conduct a peace mega-project that will include mass media, education as to how to overcome psychological barriers, and mobilizing a grassroots movement. To date, hundreds of attempts to change the stances of public opinion in Israel and Palestine were tried without success. We have a working approach that was scientifically proven. Come join us in making the success of this project happen.
But I'm convinced that the majority of Israelis and Palestinians would rather look to the future than be trapped in the past. We see that spirit in the Israeli father whose son was killed by Hamas, who helped start an organization that brought together Israelis and Palestinians who had lost loved ones. That father said, "I gradually realized that the only hope for progress was to recognize the face of the conflict.